Go.
Hi, Beth. So it's been a week since our last session. How have you been?
Oh, I've been okay. Uh, just kind of going to work and yeah, things have been okay. They've been okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not hearing a whole lot of enthusiasm. Is there any reason? Are you feeling bored again, or what's going on?
I don't know. My life is so boring. Like, I just do the same thing. Like, I get up in the morning and the only thing I look forward to is eating my breakfast, and then I just haul off to work and do the same thing at work every day, and then I come home, and the most exciting thing I do is go grocery shopping on my way home or something. Like, and I just feed my cat and watch Netflix and do it all over again. It just feels like there's just nothing like exciting in my life. Like, there's nothing I look forward to. My life is just boring.
Yeah. Well, that's got to be really hard. I mean, especially considering what you went through, a couple months ago. And actually, let's talk more about that. You came into treatment about 2 months ago. You've been suffering from suicidal thoughts, and you've suffered from chronic depression for quite some time now. So, can you kind of tell me, where are you at with have you had any suicidal thoughts, or where's your level of depression?
Well, when I first came in here, my suicidal thoughts were like overwhelming. It feels like that's kind of all I thought about all day long. Like, I couldn't do anything because I was just so miserable. Like, I couldn't even get out of my bed in the morning. Like, it was just like, it was really painful, and that's gone away a lot. Like, I don't feel overwhelmed by my negative feelings anymore. I just kind of feel like now I'm just like in this weird limbo stage where like I have nothing going on in my life, and I'm just so like there's nothing that like makes me feel good or like gives me meaning or purpose. Like, what am I doing here if I don't have anything that makes me feel like that? And so I'm while I don't have suicidal ideation now, I kind of am afraid that like if I keep going down this route, like if nothing gets better, then like, well, why wouldn't that happen again,
Sure. I mean, it sounds like you have an awful lot of free time, and like, a lot of time to think, and then like the boredom is setting in. Whereas the problem is not as acute anymore. It's just kind of like, what do I do now? So, I mean, have you thought about maybe, the possibility of volunteering? I know that with a lot of clients, and just people in general that are generally like suffering, sometimes if they get outside of themselves a little bit and reach out to help somebody else in need, it can kind of take away from those negative thoughts and like the boredom, and it kind of puts yourself, in an empathetic role in somebody else's shoes. What do you think about that?
That's a good point. Like, maybe instead of like waiting around for my life to just like magically be meaningful, I should try and like go like participate in something that will make my life feel that way. I guess I just like I have a hard time knowing like where to start. But I mean, maybe I could like meet more people that way too, and if I like what I'm doing, we'll have more in common with them or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think you're definitely onto something there. Why don't we start with, can you tell me about a time in your life when, life kind of had more meaning for you? Like, what did that look like? What were you doing that time?
Oh, geez. When you're a little kid and like Santa Claus and Christmas and stuff, it all kind of like wears off, and it's like a hard thing to realize when you're little that like you're not a kid anymore, so life is more serious. Like, feel like that's kind of what has happened, but like on a really drastic scale. So, but I think like looking back, maybe like I had a lot of fun in college. I had a lot of like friends that I did stuff with, and like even though I was kind of like down every once in a while, like spending time with them and hanging out with them
Mhm.
helped distract me from like the pain. And like you said, before, that maybe could help, like just meeting people. And
Sure.
yeah, that was a fun time for me. That was probably the last fun time for
Yeah.
me.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense, and it kind of sounds to me a lot like the social aspect is sort of missing from your life right now. Like you explained, going to work and you kind of talk to people, but not really, and then you come home and for the most part you're solitary. Um, what social outlets and supports do you kind of have right now in place?
I mean, I don't really have any. I talk to my mom on the phone every once in a while, and I see people at work, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So I know we're getting close to our time. I think in summary, the things that we talked about the most would be kind of like your boredom and your lack of kind of like social interaction. Those are possibly things that we could work on and investigate, like different ways that you could reach out in order to maybe kind of combat those things. um, would you be open to looking into options for volunteering?
Yeah, that sounds great. I could definitely work on that for next week.
Okay, and I can help you too. I have a list of community resources and places that always need, people, good, genuine people to go in and help them. So we can look into that together. And otherwise, we'll schedule for next week and keep up the good work.
Thanks.